Welcome back, love alchemists. Have you ever been someone's almost? They let you in just enough to keep you hoping, but never enough to stay. You weren't chosen, but you weren't forgotten either. And that space between yes and no is where heartbreak cuts the deepest. Almost feels like love, but it keeps you waiting. They text you just enough to keep your pulse racing, but disappear the moment you need them most. They call you late at night when they're lonely, but go silent when you're falling apart. They hold you close enough to taste forever, but pull away before it ever becomes real. Almost keeps you trapped in the hunger, never starving but never full, and that is the cruelest ache of all. To hold you just enough to keep your heart alive, but when it matters most, when you need certainty, they backpedal, they give you ambiguity, and so you wait. For the message that doesn't come, for the promise that never arrives, for the future that stays unfinished. You know that ache, right? The one where you stare at your phone until your chest feels hollow, but the screen remains dark. That is the ache of almost, because it feeds on hope while starving you of peace. And the worst part, sometimes almost hurts more than a goodbye, because at least goodbye gives you an ending. With goodbye, you can bury the story. You can grieve, you can mourn, but almost leaves the door cracked open. It keeps you pacing in circles. It whispers, maybe, when you need certainty. And that's why almost feels like slow poison. It doesn't kill the love in one strike. It lets it bleed out drip by drip, until you're too tired to hope, but too haunted to let go. The not sure what the future holds keeps you anxiously waiting for the possibility that if today will be the day that they finally choose you. It's a heartbreak without an ending. And that ache, it's unbearable. Here is what you should know, love alchemist. Your mind clings to almost because it feels safer than never. Never means it's over, but almost whispers, maybe. Maybe tomorrow, maybe if you change, maybe if they change. And so you stay caught in that painful cycle, because your heart would rather live on scraps of hope than face the silence of letting go. But you don't need their yes to be free. The ache begins to heal when you stop waiting for them to open the door, and you choose to close it yourself, because almost isn't love, it's limbo. Love doesn't keep you pacing at the threshold. Love welcomes you home. One day you'll realize you weren't aching for them. You were aching for certainty, for safety, for love that doesn't hesitate. And when you choose yourself, the ache of almost finally ends. Because this is the path of a love alchemist, is to turn almost into closure, turning heartbreak into power, turning loss into light. And as always, choose your peace, choose your freedom. You deserve a healthy love. Because when you choose yourself, amazing new opportunities open up. If this video spoke to you, drop your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you want more on healing, breaking patterns, and manifesting love and abundance, subscribe to the Love Alchemy Code.